Hey everyone, this is Adam Parker, the founder of the Detox Blueprint program. Today I'm excited to interview one of my recent success clients, Aaron, who's able to go from food sensitivities, fatigue, and thyroid issues to having amazing energy, no more allergies, and robust digestion. They've joined me today to talk more about how they were able to do that. Thanks for coming on the show, Aaron.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah. So, hi, my name's Aaron. I work as a developer, and over the past year or so, it's just really become a passion of mine to really delve deep into healing from chronic illness. And it really just became clear to me that detox was really important for that process.
I keep saying it, detox is the future in the world we live in. So love that you took the initiative, Aaron, and it's been a pleasure working with you. So what was the biggest problem that you were dealing with before you joined the program?
Yeah. So before I joined the program, I was dealing with a lot of allergies and hay fever due to food sensitivities. I had some skin issues as well and some hypothyroidism, which was just really leaving me feeling fatigued and low energy, low motivation, and also just feeling frustrated with the conventional treatments for those issues, which kind of don't exist really.
And I think as well, when you're dealing with those types of issues, it really does consume a lot of your day to day, right? Because I think we've only got so much battery life in a day. And if 30-40% of it is focused on researching and not feeling great and finding mitigation strategies just to cope, it's a real drain, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So why did you choose to work with me specifically over other programs? Because yes, there's other detox programs, but there's also many other health solutions out there. So what was it specifically about the Detox Blueprint program?
Yeah. So, I've tried other programs as well. And every time I work with someone, I end up learning something. And so they've all been valuable in their own way. But I knew that I still had more to learn. And I was missing pieces of the puzzle because my health wasn't really there. I came across your overview of the program, which addressed specific things that I was having issues with. Like specifically, you mentioned healing and sealing the gut. And I knew that was one of my particular problems. And so that really just made me interested in what you had to offer. And I also have been a fan of your podcast. And as I listen to the podcast, I know you've given away a lot of valuable info on there. You have just a bunch of amazing guests. And I also know that you have a track record of over 100 liver flushes. So I knew that you were putting in a lot of the work, and road testing a lot of this stuff so that you really know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I always say this, there's no one thing, right? And we think, oh, it's just the liver, or it's just the gut, or I'm not doing enough magnesium. But actually there's a combination of things that need to be done and in a certain order to get the fastest results. So hopefully that was something that, really stood out to you as well, because I think there's no one thing. And I was on that kind of hamster wheel for years thinking this is it. If I just do this, it will, I'll find the solution. But I realized that no, there's a combo of different things done in a certain order. So what did you love most about the program, and why do you feel that it worked so well for you?
I think, a couple of things. One is that it built on some foundational concepts that I had already gotten familiar with, but having the concept is sort of different than really applying it day to day. And the program just added those like nuts and bolts of what you need to do every single day to, like, as you say, just kind of bake it in. And so you've offered some really good coaching strategies to do that. And you've got like really clear instructions, and they get really into specifics and what specific brands of things are tried and true. So you don't have to spend time like digging through a bunch of information and, listening to different people give you different information and going back and forth and trying one thing and finding out if it works and then finding out maybe if it doesn't work. So that's super helpful. And just being able to go straight to you for questions, it just makes it really easy to kind of hit the ground running and just take off.
I love that, man. Yeah, and I think also what I needed when I was going through my journey was that I'm disciplined. Just give me the road, like tell me what to do, and I will be the best student, right? And I think that's people I bring on the program. They're just confused. There's this guy says this, and sometimes there's conflicting information between different people that they admire. And it's like, well, I don't know. And then that confusion then causes stress and, well, I don't know. And sometimes we just need that guidance and that hand holding, and I'm all about empowering, because I feel now, when we've spoken about this a lot, Aaron, you now have these tools that you can implement moving forward, and then you add your own sauce to it. So what were the results from implementing what you learnt in the program?
Aside from just like learning a ton, my energy has just gone way up, which has been incredible compared to when I started. Also, like a lot of my skin issues really subsided. And I really think that has to do with healing the gut, because I know that I can also tolerate things like sourdough bread and eggs and dairy, which had come up on food sensitivity tests for me. And those were kind of my biggest problems, and something that I wasn't ever really able to figure out how to resolve, working with previous practitioners who they want you to take this or maybe this herbal supplement, or they just want you to restrict your diet, which I knew wasn't going to get to the root of the problem. Of course, we can all avoid problem foods and things like that. But now, I really, as long as I sort of keep to the principles and maybe have a little cheat here and there, it's really not an issue for me anymore, which is just incredible.
That's awesome, man. And that's life-changing stuff, And I think about gut healing. I mean, that is a maze. And here's the thing, there's so many different modalities out there. I remember I would like religiously stick to like low FODMAP. Like, and I wouldn't, that again, the discipline's there, you have the structure. And then the disheartening feeling of when you like, oh, I'm just going to try something else. And then, oh, you're back to square one, and that can be really deflating.
Yep.
So it sounds like your gut's in good shape now, and you've been able to resolve those issues. And how long were they kind of giving you problems for?
Over the long term, I mean, decades, I think. And it wasn't until even recently that I even learned that allergies were caused by gut issues. Because I was having hay fever seasonally. I don't have that anymore at all. So just, continuing to learn and all of that, it was like I first learned that I could avoid these foods and that would put the allergies into remission, but then they would come back if I ever tried to reintroduce them again. And it's like what you're saying. It's like I've basically learned how to cook a delicious meal using any diet at this point. So it's like, that's fine, but how do we actually get to the root of this issue? So it's just been wonderful, like seeing that progress.
That's awesome, man. And here's the thing, we learn these different tools and you end up in this very narrow bandwidth of, right, if I just stay here and stay in my lane, I can kind of, life's great again, but, I've just had a slice of cake and it blows everything out the water. And then I feel that layers on the dissatisfaction and the frustration. So it's great that you've been able to open up your lanes, right? And now you've with all these tools that you've learned through the program.
Yeah, it's really been awesome.
So how has your life personally changed since getting these results?
First of all, it's kind of like my daily routine and also my mindset shifts now that I kind of know the principles. I've got a specific list of like foods or even household items that I know to avoid. And it's kind of shocking to learn how many things are actually just really toxic that we don't even think about. And you've done a really good job highlighting all of those things. And that kind of has given me a whole new outlook in that regard. And beyond even just having symptoms resolved, it's like hard to explain because we talk about what the detox journey is like. And it's like certain intuitions happen to occur, and detox and root cause healing, it's really not just about making the symptoms go away. And I feel like this is hard to explain, or maybe I don't know if everyone has this experience, but it's like, for me, there was like a whole kind of mental, psychological shift that kind of happened. And it really affected kind of the whole being of myself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and as well as physically. So it's just kind of interesting to see how these pathways kind of open up, not just our detox pathways, but our other pathways in life. It's almost mystical. It's really, really crazy.
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, I don't put this in my marketing, but you just yeah, you get a higher connection to those sixth senses, intuition, even like synchronicities, like things just are in more flow. You think clearer, you feel bolder to take action. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today if I didn't go through this process myself, and it's a beautiful thing because it opens up so much possibility for individuals.
It's hard to put it into words almost, but I'm sure that's got to be really rewarding to see for people to happen, because it's just been a really wild process.
Yeah, for sure. And what about general energy levels? Like how have they changed?
Yeah, my energy, I used to struggle to wake up in the morning. I was dependent on coffee for a really long time. And especially with the thyroid issues, you're dealing with the slow energy, and then you're dealing with the possibility of pushing the adrenals too hard. So you're kind of like running on, empty or running on fumes. And it gets to be just exhausting because you're so stressed, and then you can't sleep. And then it's like this whole vicious cycle. But now, being able to have energy when I wake up in the morning, having energy to do things throughout the day, being able to be more active. It's a game changer, because who doesn't want to have extra energy in their life to be able to do whatever they need to do or whatever they want to do? And yeah, it's kind of everything, really. It's been awesome.
So where do you think you'd be today if you hadn't joined the program?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, because I know that I would still be searching for the answer. So I would never stop looking. But I think it would have taken me a really long time to find out how to use a lot of the tools that are in the course. Some of these things I don't even know where I would have stumbled across that. I just, having it all right there makes it so much easier to just keep going and keep the momentum moving. Because I think I would probably be farther along than I was when I first joined, but I don't know if my gut would be healed, because I don't know how long it would have taken me to find the things that are actually healing to the gut. Because I was saying, I've tried so many diets and never gotten to the bottom of it. So how many more things are there to try? There's an endless amount of information out there. So really it would have taken me a lot longer, I think, to really filter down and discern what actually helps me. So
yeah, I love that. And dude, you got the right mindset. You would have continued to find the solution, but ultimately it sounds like this got you the solution in a really decent time frame, because we can be on this journey for years, right? And it's like the next thing and the next thing, and having it all there as a process and a structure just to do, and for you to get the results you've got has been awesome, man. So imagine someone was watching this right now and they're on the fence about booking a call to speaking with myself or my team about the program. What would you say to them?
I guess for me, it wasn't really a question, because without my health, what do I really have? Health for me is an investment, and it's as something that I want to invest in, because when I look around, I don't see people getting healthier on their own most of the time. I see a lot of people getting sicker, and I feel like they don't have to. And I know that there can also be a lot of fear around health and health issues and symptoms. It could be a kind of a scary thing to deal with or to have these kinds of discussions. So I can really relate to that. I wasn't sure if I could ever heal some of these issues. And I think that that's kind of a narrative that is out there that, it's just, this is how it's going to be for the rest of your life. And that was never a belief that I had. But I would say, trust your gut instinct. Do you really believe that it's possible to achieve true healing if you give the body what it needs and you get rid of the things that it doesn't? I would say, take a moment, sit honestly with yourself, and think about what you really want for your life and your health. And do you want to equip yourself with the tools that you can use for the rest of your life to maintain your physical and mental and emotional well-being? And then I think you'll have the answer.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And thank you, Aaron, for letting me interview you. If you're watching this right now and you're interested in working together, or you have questions about the program, book a call by clicking the link provided in the comments below. On this call, we're going to figure out, firstly, what is your goal? Secondly, what's holding you back? And thirdly, getting clear on how we can fix it. Book a call before the calendar gets filled up. Thanks again, and talk soon.